Chapter 25. Marco. Ah! Cassie screamed. Look out! Look out! Look out! Look out! Jake yelled. Would you both shut up? I demanded. I'm trying to drive here. Car! 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 Jake yelled. I yanked the wheel left. The car sped by, horn blaring. The driver stuck his hand out the window and made a sign with his fingers. That's rude, I said, and totally uncalled for. Bam! Ah! Oh, it's just a trash can, I said. Chill out. Bam! 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 Okay, so it's 4 trash cans, I said. Get off the sidewalk, you lunatic, Jake said. I yanked the wheel to the right. We bumped off the sidewalk, sort of grazed a parked car, and bam! 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 Do you hate trash cans? Jake asked. Is that your problem? Do you just hate trash cans? I can't drive with you screaming in my ear, I said. You can't drive at all, Jake said. Left. Turn left. There. Turn left. It's that way, Cassie said, taking time from screaming. I turned left. I missed the actual street, but fortunately the people who lived on that corner did not have any trees in their front yard. Bump. Over the curb. Bump. Rear wheels over the curb. I stepped up on the gas and tore across the lawn. Cool, I said. I'm gonna kill you, Marco, Jake said in a weirdly calm voice. If I survive, I'm gonna kill you. You said you could drive, Cassie accused. I shrugged. Actually, what I had said was I scored millions of points playing Wipeout, this excellent video game. Okay, so it's not exactly like Wipeout. I'm doing the best I can. Bump. Bump. I was back on the road. Suddenly, an elephant went tearing across the street a block away. An elephant with little pink ears. The Valik was right behind it. That's Rachel, Cassie yelled. She's still alive. Not for long, maybe, Jake said grimly. I'm gonna morph. Marco, follow that elephant. The elephant ran behind a Winnebago. The Valik chewed the Winnebago into sawdust. The elephant turned to face the animal. The elephant planted its feet firmly, raised its trunk in defiance, and faced the beast of 100 mouths. Yeah, that's Rachel all right, I said. I floored the truck. We burned rubber and shot forward down the block. Come on, you big dirtball. I'm right here, Jake yelled. Orange and black fur was already sprouting from his body. Tiger teeth were growing, bulging down beneath his upper lip. Suddenly, living ropes like tentacles wrapped around Rachel's huge body. The dust beast enveloped her, covered her. No, Cassie cried. Rachel, no! The Valik began to rise from the ground. Then it slid back down. Oh, duh, I gasped. It's not trying to kill us. It wants to capture us. It's trying to carry Rachel away. It can't lift her, Cassie said. She's too heavy. Just then, the Valik noticed us, or at least it noticed Jake, who was morphing into a tiger. The Valik dropped Rachel. She just fell a foot or so, but it still cracked the surface of the road. I'm going to Rachel, Cassie yelled. She started climbing over Jake to get out. But it wasn't working, because Jake was already half tiger, and he was squeezing out of his seat. Jake, better climb in the back, man. You're getting large, I said, and put on the brakes. Jake pushed open the door and climbed out of the trunk. He was clumsy because he had legs that were not human and not tiger, with some weird halfway mix. His hands were fur-covered claws that could barely work the door handle. But Jake piled out and jumped into the back of the pickup. Cassie piled out right behind him. Good luck, you guys, Cassie said. She slammed the door shut. With the rush of wind, the Valik came after us. I put the truck in reverse and gunned it. Wham! I groaned. Someone had parked a car right where I needed to go. Turn it around, Jake yelled in thought speech. I spun the wheel and at the same time I floored it. It was totally Hollywood. We're talking squealing tires, smoke coming up off of them, and then zoom! I had a tiger in the back of a pickup truck I could totally barely drive, and I was being chased by the most powerful monster I had ever seen. Later I'd be terrified, but right then, at that moment, I was just thinking, this is so cool. Chapter 26. Jake. The good news was Marco had gotten out of the neighborhood, so he couldn't destroy any more trash cans. The bad news was he'd gotten onto the highway. Pass on the left! Pass on the left! Not on the right! Hey, I'm cool now, Marco yelled back through the open back window of the truck. This is just like the game now, no problemo. It isn't dark on the video game. Sure, the part with the tunnel. You mean the part where you always crash and burn? We were tearing down the highway at 70 miles an hour, weaving through a stream of bright red taillights. I was halfway into the tiger morph. I was deliberately dragging it out, keeping the Veleek interested. It was working. The Veleek was interested. I was standing in the rattling, swaying bed of a junky old pickup truck, and just about 5 car lengths back there was a beast 50 feet wide that was nothing but sheer destruction. Occasionally, the other motorists on the road would offer us advice. I could hear bits and pieces of it as we shot past. Idiots, why don't you... What kind of moron... Where did you learn to drive, Jersey, you stupid... It's gaining on us, I told Marco. This thing won't go any faster. Good, I said. Off-road, we're going off-road. No! But it was too late. Kaboom! Bump! Bump, 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 bump. The truck plunged off the road, jumped a ditch, slammed through a wire fence, and aimed straight for the trees. Tree left, tree right, tree, tree, tree. Branches scraped at the sides of the truck, and behind us, chewing through the trees, came the Veleek. Brack. Marco, I'm almost morphed. I'm gonna bail. Give me 5 minutes, then it's your turn. Yeah, Marco yelled. Jake, be careful, man. Try not to destroy Cassie's dad's truck, okay? Get ready, slowing down. He slammed on the brakes. Wham! The side of the truck slid into a tree. I sprang from the bed of the truck. Marco floored the truck and sped off through the brush, engine roaring. I landed like the cat I was. The tiger inside me knew where we were, knew it in its bones. This was a cat born and bred for dark nights and dense forests. In a rush of sensory information, I heard, smelled, saw the environment around me. Dark, penetrating eyes, ears attuned to every small sound. A sense of smell that told me stories of deers and wolves and wild pigs that had passed through the area. But what I needed most was the cat's agility and speed. I completed the morph. As long as no one else morphed and distracted it, the Veleek would chase me. At least, that's what I hoped. Brack! It was on me. I turned with lightning speed and did the one thing the Veleek could not expect. I charged straight at it. The dust beast hesitated and then stopped. Roar! I let out a loose roar that would make a grown man wet his pants. I unleashed the incredible power of my coiled muscles. I leaped through the air, claws outstretched. It was an attack that would kill just about any animal walking around on this planet, but it would have no effect on the Veleek. At the last second, before my paws could encounter those rows of gnashing teeth and spinning blades, I tucked my head, drew my paws back, and hit the ground directly beneath the dust beast. Shoom! Right under him, right under the Veleek, and out the far side. I hauled my orange-striped tail out of there in maximum warp. Let's see how fast you can turn, creep. Huh, not fast. It took the Veleek several seconds to turn itself around. And I thought, well, so it does have some weaknesses after all. Some weaknesses. Not enough. Brack! It ripped through the trees and undergrowth like an out-of-control mulcher it was. Tigers are fast. Tigers are mighty powerful. But tigers do not have great endurance. I was a sprinter, not a marathon runner. I moved out, racing wildly through the trees, turning a sharp left, then sharp right, doubling back again. And the somewhat clumsy Veleek couldn't catch me, but I couldn't keep it up. I was winded, panting, tongue hanging out, exhausted. It was time for a distraction. I hoped Marco could provide it in time. The plan was to run the Veleek back and forth from one morph to another. It wanted to hunt morphs. We would give it morphs to hunt. It wasn't much of a plan. It only worked if the creature could be worn out. but the odds were we'd all wear out first. I fired myself up a tree. Claws bit deep into the bark. Tired muscles propelled me up and up and up through the branches. Brack! The Valik chewed through the tree I was on. I looked down and saw it right below me. The tree was still standing, but the Valik had shredded the base, and it was chewing its way straight up the tree. I leapt into darkness. I fell, claws outstretched, through the night air.